You're listening to Money Making Conversations with Rashawn McDonald.
Let's talk about how you and Steve connected.
I work for IBM. Okay, my degree is in mathematics.
Hmm.
And 2.5 years I worked undergrad at IBM. And 2.5 years I was working professionally as a full-time employee. And I was a pretty funny guy. I was on top. And in fact, one of the first competitions I entered in was Showtime, was won nationally by Ellen DeGeneres. She
Hmm.
won it was one of the first contests I ever entered. It was
Showtime
won
at
by
the
her.
Apollo?
No, Showtime cable network.
Okay, I was going to
Showtime
say.
cable network. Showtime cable
Okay,
network.
all right.
And I never did Showtime. Never had an opportunity to be blessed by that crowd.
Okay.
But it was Showtime cable network had this large national competition, and I was in the running to be named the funniest man in the country, and she won it.
Hmm.
Ellen DeGeneres won it.
Hmm.
And then look where she's at today.
Right.
And so I won it like 3 years in a row, and I was headlining all in the southwest part of the country, and I was headlining a club in Houston, and I didn't know who was on the show, and his guy, skinny guy, came downstairs, and he said his name's Steve Harvey. Very friendly guy. You could tell his eyes were wide open, man. He was eager to learn, and this is something he wanted to do for a living. And he was just, and he had such an original approach to comedy, And he was my opening act. Steve Harvey was my opening act.
Hmm.
He was my opening act, and we hit it off, man. And the thing about it was that he's always asked me, man, marketing tips, or how to be successful. And I told him one good way is that if you fill out these little postcards and lay them on the table, and then the people will fill them out, then every time you come back to town, just mail them out, and you build your base. I said the great thing about black people is that you can see when black people show up in the white audience, because back then we basically played. This was way before Def Comedy Jam.
Hmm.
This was in 1986,
Right.
and so you knew your following would grow by the amount of black people that showed up to see you. And in '88, I just happened to be on TV, was laying in my bed, man, turned on Showtime at Apollo, and I saw Steve Harvey come out.
Hmm.
Didn't know it, and I saw his first national appearance on Showtime at the Apollo, and he did that famous Mike Tyson joke, the eye
Hmm.
joke, which led him eventually to host the show. And the thing about it, man, the interesting thing about Steve is that when he became a headliner, and I, of course, was a headliner, we didn't get to see each other that much. And I remember in '92, when Def Comedy Jam, I take Def Comedy Jam, not at the same time, I take Def Comedy Jam with Ari Spears, I take it with Dave Chappelle, and that little block right there. And he'd take it another time. And I hadn't seen Steve stand up. Okay, and I was a funny guy. I have to believe that I was one of the top funny guys in the country
Hmm.
at the time, and because everybody was breaking out, Chris Tucker was breaking out strong, Joe Torre, Bill Bellamy. They was creating stars left and right, and they were going on tour. And the Def Comedy Jam tour came to Houston, and that was my time. They asked me to come down and do a set. And I ran into Steve. I said, "Hey, how's it going, man?" He said, "Man, thank you, Rashawn, man. Everything's going great." He said, "Man, can you help me put my show together?" And he ran down the show. I go, "Move that around. That sounds funny. That sounds funny." And I went out and I killed it. I laid it out there. As they say, I set fire to the stage.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
They introduced Steve Harvey, and before he walked to the stage, he got a stand ovation, which freaked me out. I go, hey, this dude ain't even said nothing, and he's standing up for him. And he did comedy, man. He did jokes and comedy routine that I would have never even thought of. Okay,
Hmm.
I wouldn't even have thought of these jokes. I wouldn't even thought of even went there. And it was right there. I went, that's what he want to do for a living.
Hmm.
I don't have the passion or the desire to reach that deep inside myself to produce that type of comedy.
So you could do
That's
it,
what
but
I
you
knew.
didn't necessarily want to do it.
Yes, I didn't have
Drive.
the will to want to go that deep inside myself. I kid you not, man. That sounds to reach greatness, man. To reach, you ask any superior, whether it's Michael Jordan or Jerry Rice, running up that hill and down that hill, those guys reach inside themselves, man, and go to another level that regular people don't go to.
Hmm.
And I knew watching him that I would never go there, man. I would never get there. I don't care how funny I am. I would never achieve what he's found, what he wants, what he desires.
Mm-hmm.
And right there, I went, I'm gonna be a writer.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was so funny, man, because 1 month later, he came to me. He said, Rashawn, I got an opportunity to do a TV show on ABC. I said, you kidding me? You know, dude, this 92, okay? Okay, who you fooling, dude? What black person, what white person asked you to do TV, Steve? You? Okay? And he said, no, man, I'm serious. I said, okay, cool. He said, Rochelle, what do you want to do? I said, I want to write. He was actually surprised when I said it. I said, he said, you walk with stand up? I said, yeah. I said, dude, I ain't ever gonna do what you did, man. I ain't ever gonna have that desire to do it like you doing it. I thought I saw the best in the business that night, and I haven't been wrong. And that allowed me to understand where I should focus my skills. Now I did stand up continually for about because I remember we did it in LA. We sold out in 2000. Me, Steve, and Jansen Brown. We sold out like 5 shows at the Universal Amphitheater. So I continually do stand up casually, but never was I ever doing stand up to seriously challenge anybody in the business, because I saw the best of Steve Harvey, man.
Mm-hmm.
And to this day, man, he's still the most gifted stand up I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
With his longevity, with his specials, I put him up against anybody, and I've been fortunate that God put us in a position where He put 2 talented guys together. One had no problem being an excellent producer and a writer, and the other one had no problem being an amazing stand-up comic.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we did it, man.
This Money Making Conversations audio was taken from various interviews, speaking engagements, and press appearances by Rashawn McDonald. Want to know more about succeeding in business and in life? Follow Rashawn McDonald on Twitter and Facebook at Rashawn McDonald and Facebook.com/Rashawn McDonald.